Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm going to give you an update on today. Well, first of all, bear with me. Um, I am, it's been a day, like a day of emotions. Um, we are looking for a new vet for Luna. So if anybody sees this and is in like the Millersburg area and knows of a vet, I reached out to one of my dog loving friends. She gave me a suggestion. We'd like to stay local, just because not we just had a really bad experience the past two times with her vet, and I no longer feel comfortable taking her there. So we are looking for a new vet. So Millersburg friends, hook me up. Let me know somebody good. Um, so yeah, so that was the part that made me angry today. My dog, before I got Luna, didn't care about animals. I just didn't. And then I got Luna, and she's like my little babe. And so the fact that these last two times that she's gone to the vet that we've had such, for lack of a better, terrible service, I guess. Like, I don't know where the disconnect is. Sorry if you hear this. It's doing my pills because I don't have time to do one thing at a time anymore. So that's infuriating to me. Like, if she needs things done, we will pay for it. Like, that's not even what I care about. It's just how she's being treated that bothers me, and the lack of communication to the owner, me, who should be giving permission for things to happen to her, and that's not being followed through. So, Millersburg people, if you know of anybody local that's accepting new patients that you trust your own animals with, I would love to have their information. Back to the whole reason why any of you, if some of you are watching this, which I think there's a couple, who've talked to me about it. We had my third ultrasound today, so I'm thinking this would be 10, day 13 of my cycle. I think, if I'm counting 13 or 14, give or take a day or two. So I had it this morning. I had gone into it like, I was like, yeah, it's not going to grow. It's at a 13. There was one left side 13 millimeters. And I had made up my mind. It wasn't going to grow. This time was out. I had talked to a family member who was kind of under the same circumstances as me, and they told me that their first cycle, they didn't ovulate at all. Like, nothing happened, so they couldn't do anything. So with them being such a close relative, I was like, probably the same issue. So I went in this morning, and we actually got good news. The On my left side, there is one that is 16 or 17, and one that is a little bit less. So that's great news. And they told us that Thursday is the baby day. She said to give it another day, and that one should be 18 to 20. And so tomorrow night, which will be my birthday, so it's kind of exciting. I will trigger tomorrow night at 9 p.m. And then Thursday, Chris and I will go in. His appointment is at 8, and then mine is at 9. So I'm excited. I honestly didn't think that we were going to be able to do this round. And like I said, in my mind, I was like, whatever. Like, we're just out this round, and that's fine. We'll figure it out next round. And so when I got that news, I was like, oh my gosh, what? And I had explained to the physician's assistant who did my ultrasound. She's like, what's your husband's schedule? And I said, well, he works really weird hours. Like, it's 12 hours, 7 to 7. It's not like he can go in just late and start working. It's not an office job. And I told her she said, well, what does Thursday look like for him? And I'm like, actually, that's fantastic because he's off Wednesday and Thursday of this week. So I don't know. I mean, we've been praying about it a lot. We had a lot of people praying about it. And it just feels kind of like a God thing, because I was like, so even if I can do my trigger, because my thought was going into this, even if I can do my trigger shot, he can't take off. Excuse me. I don't know how we're going to do this. The timed intercourse thing, I'm just like, what difference does that make? I don't know. So anyways, really good news. So like I said, trigger tomorrow night, 9 p.m. on the dot. Not really nervous, a little nervous about the side effects of it, just because they said, you'll have the common symptoms of, like early stages of pregnancy. So, the nausea, the fatigue, the sore boobs. I don't really like nausea. It's the worst. When I get really, sick to my stomach, I'd rather just throw up and be over it. Even though I hate throwing up, it's literally the worst. And I'm not a quiet puker at all. So, I don't know. That's probably my least favorite thing. I'm not worried about the tiredness. I'm not worried about being achy, or sore boobs or anything like that. My fibromyalgia doctor told me get pregnant because you'll feel fantastic. And not that my fibro is bad, it's pretty well managed, but so I'm not really worried about any of that. I just don't want to puke and feel nauseated all the time. So we will see what comes of this. I'm trying not to get my hopes up, but then I keep thinking that, like, oh my gosh, by the end of this month, like, we could be pregnant. So I can't test 14 days before, or until day 15 after my shot, because the trigger shot is actually the pregnancy hormone. And so if I test, it will automatically say that I'm pregnant. Automatic. Whether or not I really am. And I don't even have a pregnancy test here. To be completely honest, I do not have a pregnancy test here. I had used my last one the last time my period was late, and just decided I'm not buying anymore because what we knew at the time was that we were going to have some medical intervention. And I thought, I'm not going to keep wasting money when all they're going to be is negative, or I'm going to feel like I'm pregnant and be concerned. So I'm going to test and then I'm going to use it and it's not going to be pregnant. And it's just a waste of money in my opinion. So I do not even have any here. So I cannot test, which is fine by me. So after, and I'm not sure the date, they'll tell us that after the insemination Thursday, but at some point, my guess is 14 days or later after this insemination, I will go in for a blood test for pregnancy. That's how they check it. By that time, it will be right around my period time. So it's kind of early for a pregnancy test, and I was doing a ton of research on pregnancy tests, and I noticed that some of them like only test, like they have certain cutoffs of the HCG, the pregnancy hormone that they can detect, and you have to look at this and this, and I'm like, I'm not doing it. So I've learned so much from going through this journey and talking to other people and reading articles about doctors, from doctors about this. So we will do a blood test, and then they will kind of let us know based on the level, whether or not we're pregnant. So we're excited. I think my husband's a little bit nervous, rightfully so. He has a big part in this too, and has to do it in not the best conditions that we would want for him as far as comfort. So, we're just praying that, for lack of a better term, we're all just able to perform on Thursday. My body's able to cooperate. His body's able to cooperate, and we get a good amount of cooperation. I'm just trying to censor this at this point. Not because I'm afraid to talk about it, but because my husband's, this is privateness, and he hasn't yelled at me yet for doing these videos, so I'm going to keep it that way, and I'm going to not embarrass him or do anything like that. So you get to hear the full Monty about me and just a little bit about him. So that's my hope and prayer. I'm thankful that I'm able to do kind of a different work schedule on such a short notice, because anybody else who's done this before knows, like, you're just kind of at the mercy of your body in that timeline. You don't ovulate the same time every time. So, we're kind of just praying and hoping, and send us baby dust and prayers, good vibes, whatever you do. We know that prayer's where it's at, because it's proven time and time again for us that he's in charge ultimately. It doesn't matter what we do. So we're hopeful, we're praying, we're excited. And to think that I could be pregnant by the end of this month is pretty freaking cool. But I'm telling you right now, every twinge of body, I'm going to be like, what was that? I already am like that. I already am. I'm like, oh, my nose tickled. Am I getting a cold? Oh my gosh, I felt a slight pain where my kidney was. And the only reason I know exactly where my kidney was is because I had kidney stones, and that pain came on so fast and I thought I was dying. And so I know exactly where my kidneys are. I know exactly what it feels like to have a gallbladder attack, because I had my gallbladder taken out. So, I'm probably too in tune to my body, which makes me go a little bit crazy, thinking what everything is. So we'll see. Every twinge of pain, I don't know. Anyways, so I talked to a friend who had kind of been through this too, just to ask if it was like the HSG testing, because they do have to go all the way up into the cervix with a catheter, with like a catheter thingy. I don't know. And she's like, no, it's not anything painful like that. So I'm really happy about that. It makes me feel a little less nervous. I just have to remember to breathe. I was telling my mom that today. I said, I just have to remember to breathe, because when I get in pain, like, I stop breathing. It's the complete opposite of what you're supposed to be doing. I remember having such horrible, horrible, horrible period cramps when I was a teenager, and I would like stop breathing to the point my mom would be like, you have to breathe, take a breath. So I just need to remember to breathe. Hopefully they let him come back with me. Not sure if he'll want to. Not that he'll see anything, because he'll be up in my head. But I don't know. It'd be kind of nice not to be back there by myself for a hot second, So we will keep you guys posted. Again, I will update after, so like Thursday. And then hopefully we'll know when our blood test is. But if by divine intervention we get pregnant on this first try, it will be a delayed announcement, just because again, it's my first time. We want to make sure everything's okay, and call it a traditionalist, call it old school, call it whatever. I feel that it is respectful, and it's our desire, Chris and I's desire, to tell our families before, and our close friends before we would tell kind of the world. So we shall see. We appreciate your prayers and support. And here goes nothing.